Ladies and gentlemen, welcome right back to the DreamHack TF2 Community Clash and a 2022. It's a very long title. My name is Wadham. I've got Dartman here. Arch Rhythm still soldiering on as well, all the way across the pond. And we've got a little bit of an upper bracket finals for you. You've got froyotech. We've got G6. We're starting off on a product here in just a moment. We've got a very quick intro before we just go right in. We've got 12 players on the server. Dartman, how do you feel about this game?
Well, it's froyotech and G6. I recognize some of the player names on G6, although I'm not too familiar with the current lineup and how often they've played together. But froyotech, I mean, their roster has been tried and true season after season. Few changes, I believe, with the last couple of seasons here, seeing Jay now on Scout, I believe, or
Yes.
Jay on Scout, and then Mirrorman and Marmalou on Soldier. I think there's a few new additions there within the last couple of seasons, but the core, Habib and Banny, and Jay has a lot of experience playing with them as well, so...
Yeah, it's quite the scary roster they've got on froyotech. If you go over to the other side real quick, we've got G6. As you mentioned, a little bit of a newer team, sort of formed around Season 7. We've got Bot Mode and Cap on Scouts, and they've got Soapy on Soldier, but I do believe, actually, I am seeing a mug. At least my nickname config is calling the Roma Soldier Corsa tonight instead of Soapy. They've got a new Soldier, Kobe, making his invite debut this season. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does. Obviously, Rikuso has been playing Pocket for G6 for the last couple seasons. Instead, now, Kobe trying to step up to the plate. He has a tall order. He's going up against Marmalou and a Mirrorman, who, I'm going to be honest, Marmalou, Mirrorman, probably the best soldier duo in the world. They are so good together, and they just dictate the tempo, everything in the game with their bombs. They are so nice. When you watch them play, Logan's going to be on Scout, and then, of course, Zilly actually playing med for them. It used to be Howard. It used to be Skis at LAN, but now Zilly stepping up with just boatloads of experience and invite. It's been around forever. That's one team readying up. It's two teams readying up, man. We're going live.
You know, one of the things I kind of expect to see on product, everybody always knows
It's not the end of the world. We have Corsa on Sniper now, trying to make stuff happen. Kobe bombs in, doesn't get anything. That force out of Mirrorman and Habib is so nice, though. It gives the momentum completely back to froyotech now. The sniper's going to have to do a lot of work because Mamalu's already in behind. They're already getting thrown off the point here. It's one kill to Corsa. That's a sniper down. And now the rest of G6 is just getting picked apart here. Cap not with the rest of the team. Botmo goes in. They want this May frag so bad, but there's so many blue members around May, and he does not go down. Instead, G6, they have to sit around Cliff. They can't get in, really. Honestly, it's going to sit back 75% now. Have to be careful. They don't want to lose their medic now, or they'll just be completely out of the round. It's only a minute left for Froyo here.
Yeah, definitely. You had mentioned their Froyo being able to gather around their medic there, and kind of rather interestingly, May was able to get away from that scout, and the rest of his team was able to just surround the scout, so May was in no danger there at all. We do have an Uber coming in here from G6, not quite going to be able to get anything. It's going to get onto May, though, and force the Uber out. Being down 2 players, though, it's not looking good for G6. The Soldier's coming in, a huge rocket onto Cap, super low down in the base cliff area. Just 2 players left alive for G6. 45 seconds left. May is still alive as well, so they're going to come out of this exchange with a fair amount of Uber advantage as well, and just being able to have that point and the clock ticking down as that Uber exchange goes on, it's just going to be even better and better for froyotech as the rest of this round commences.
It's not too huge of an advantage for Froyo, actually. Only about 10%. It's not the end of the world. Of course they're going down. They're stuffed into main. There's so much damage coming out of Froyo. They can't get through. It's a pipe onto Jay. Now it's a scout frag onto Habib as well. No Demo Man means Froyo have to run for the hills here. Mirrorman trying to make it work. He finds a kill to Zilly, but bot mode cleans him up. The medic alive. Logan, 50 HP, 100 HP now. He's about 60%, which means they should be claiming a point here in just a second. There's only 2 seconds left on the point. Danny wants to go in. He knows there's a slight advantage, but he's so tiny. They have to play off it, but it's really difficult for them. They don't have the position quite yet. G6 is setting up now. They have to be ready for this Froyo push. They just have to edge them off the point. It's 0 seconds left on their round timer here. They're gonna have to go in.
Yeah, definitely. That forward hold was really good from froyotech, but that one scout being able to get through was just barely enough to break it. The Uber is going to get forced out here by Logan. A good demo bomb. May is going to still have 100% Uber. They're on 0 seconds right now, sitting in overtime, so all they need to do is just regroup, back off, cap the point, or push in with their Uber and then cap the point. A huge 4-man sack coming in there, which is going to enable them to basically just push in with this Uber and take the round. All they got to do is cap this point. There is a little bit of cap time on the point currently. Not a whole lot, though, and it looks like it is going to diminish before they get a chance to go in. But a big soldier bomb coming in, just trying to open up some picks and some damage. Gonna get the early pick onto Corsa. The bomb coming in from Cap as well isn't going to do a whole lot. They do get the Uber forced out. Just 3 players on the side of G6 right now. They can't back up. They have to deny this point, and just being 2 scouts and a medic against the entire froyotech roster, it is not going to be possible, and froyotech is going to take round number 1 in a rather definitive fashion.
That was nice out of froyotech. There was a little bit of resistance, obviously, but it's just in the end, those soldier bombs, as you're saying, they dictate the pace of this game so well. froyotech, they just managed to pick G6 apart. I have a stat for you here, by the way, Dubman, before this mid goes underway. G6 have not won a round against froyotech since March. froyotech are 51-6 against G6 in rounds going into this game, a lifetime. The bomb's coming in now. It's actually Logan dead already with bot mode as well. It's almost a complete wipe here for G6. They only find the kill to Mirrorman. Mamalu slams Cap as well. And that is a dominant mid out of froyotech.
Even more dominant than the first one. I mean, Mirrorman did die, and being one of the soldier duos, it is going to be at least a slightly important pick. It is going to potentially delay that forward hold a little bit. But still, such a decisive first mid-fight. With May sitting at 100% Uber now, it's not looking good. And this forward hold, again, is going to be so strong before. Habib is a little bit alone, though, on that cliff side. But again, it's such a strong angle, and the scouts are able to just rotate in and fill in the gaps.
Zilly on the sniper finds a kill to Mirrorman, which means Froyo are going to have to back off here. They have to get a little bit far back, and a nice rocket there out of Kobe. Finds the kill onto Banny. Now it's 2 dead for Froyo. G6 are trying to edge this forwards. Once again, they have to be careful with the Uber advantage. Froyotech have. Jay wants to go in, but he's just going to get taken down. But Mamalu in the backlines, he's going to be able to find a kill onto Logan as Kobe's just in. Gets the force onto May. This is as big as it gets. Massive salvage there by Kobe as he gets the force. He's going to pay for his life. That should be enough, though. His life for the Uber, it would have been even more disastrous. Does he not get that? Instead, Froyo, they're now backed off behind the point, trying to edge this cap here. Don't want to let G6 cap get as much time as possible. Mirrorman goes forwards here. Single kill to bot mode in return of his own life. Zilly, Logan, everyone goes down because Marmalu's behind. And he's found all of them so far. Just Kobe, just Corsa, and they're nowhere near doing anything to this Froyo roster.
You know, initially that wasn't looking too bad for the side of G6. As you had mentioned, they were able to get a really good and important force in there, which just basically equalized the Ubers, and then just the soldiers of froyotech going to work, finding gaps, and then just making those gaps even wider. The rest of their team being able to kind of funnel in and take the picks and essentially get Logan out. We are going to see quite a substantial Uber advantage in the favor of froyotech here as well. Jay is going in. The medic of Logan is going to die. A great collapse there from both of the soldiers. He's going to get a few more picks. Fortunately, though, Marmalu is going to go down. Mirrorman doesn't look like he's too far behind, and he is inevitably going to die. But May's sitting pretty just in the back lines here, and what a play from froyotech there. They didn't even really need to kill Logan there, but that's just going to burn even more time off the clock. And unless Logan can get Uber very, very, very soon here, one more death or one more wipe from G6, that's going to seal round 2 as well, I believe.
They almost don't have time. It's just 30 seconds rather left on the cap hit for froyotech. Hot mode already down. Now Corsa finally going in with his soldier buddy in Kobe as well. They're bombing in, but they've not really found the frags. There's only Jay going down. Zilly, Kobe dead. And once again, Maze still has not popped this Uber. He's had it pretty much the whole round, and he's been managing to stay alive. Logan, nice little surf there, does get out of Marmalu's grasp, but in the end, it's going to be Banny picking up cap. Bot mode goes down as well. G6 are stuffed in their spawn with almost no time left on the round. Just Corsa trying to salvage. Mirrorman destroys him as well. Kobe gets the force out of May finally, but the whole squad is there, and he gets taken down. Logan can't do anything, and it's 2-0 for froyotech.
You know, it would have been kind of funny to see May not force there and just kind of surf the Uber away. But it definitely doesn't... Or froyotech has never been really a team for kind of just messing around and having fun. They're always in it to win. And that's kind of one fact there and one play specifically that illustrates. They're here to win. And by the way this game is going so far, G6 definitely has a chance. But it looks like froyotech is potentially going to take this. A big bomb coming in. Mirrorman is going to fade away. Marmalu goes in, gets quite a few rockets onto Logan, getting him down to about 35 HP. Not quite enough though. Mirrorman going in to pick up Zilly on the flank there as well. Bot mode is super duper low. A lot of spam just being exchanged from both teams here. Corsa is going to go in for a little bit of a bomb. Not going to be able to get too much, but is going to send the members of froyotech back a little bit as they are down Banny in their pocket scout. Still up players though, but right now positioning is in the favor of G6, although that could change very soon.
The damage, the spam damage out of Froyo is just absolutely enormous. G6 haven't been able to walk across point because they're just always 100 HP. Spam coming out is massive. Habib doing like 700 DPM right now. Corsa's sitting up on the rock, but he's like 1 HP, has to wait for that arrow. Marmalu now going back in once again. So much damage, finds the counter cap, and now with no demo, it's just 2 soldiers and a medic holding. They're both so weak. Logan has to pop this Uber onto Kobe, but he's alone. This solo Uber is not very good. Bot mode is in now. It's a shiny Demo Man. It's a shiny Vanny. And Logan might just have to pay for his life. Pay for it with his life there. Gets taken down by Jay. Aggresses in domain. Corsa 6 HP. Kobe 30. He gets a pack. But can he really go in here? There's so much health on Froyo.
The other thing I'm noticing here from froyotech is just the focus fires are insane. One person goes behind, and instantly you have 3 people shooting them, and although they are looking behind, they're also just not giving up space for free. They're doing a really good job at kind of just managing their positioning, and especially their attention towards all the different players here, focusing who needs to be focused, and collapsing with the rest of their team on these soldier bombs.
So nice to look at. Once again, Marmalu and Mirrorman, they are like the best soldier duo in the world. I don't think there's a lot of question. Europe just has no one really to match it. Look at these frags coming out of Froyo. They're picking them apart. Everyone in G6 is just dead. They're just trying to hold in main. It's not enough. Logan dead as well. Panny, Marmalu, find everyone in the spawn. It's pretty much no one up for G6. They can't get in at all. Froyo are holding on to this point so ever tight. It's getting harder and harder for G6 to really control any part of the map. They can't get in. The spam is so big. The focus firing, as you're mentioning, is so huge. Now they're trying to angle it through Maeve. main. But May has 100% advantage here. They have to get the Force, they have to get it quick, and they have to leave. They have to make sure that the Force doesn't kill all of them if they want some momentum. But it's Zilly dead already. Kobe is not finding his frag onto Mirrorman and Mamalu as well. It's so difficult because now they're stuffed onto this cliff. Look at this, Cap is dead as well. No one's really there onto May. There we go, finally, bot mode, he's in. They get the Force onto May. It's just such a heavy price to pay. They're all gonna die for this Force. May still alive, still with a team. Logan has to spawn now. It's not even Uberad for G6.
Yeah, like Jade came in, presumably going all the way through spawn to get in behind Logan as he was trying to leave base cliff. One of the things that kind of just illustrates froyotech's synergy, they have the soldier bomb, they draw eyes, and while that's all happening, the rest of the team is just kind of walking forward into base cliff. Now you have Jay coming in from behind base cliff, you have a soldier on top of cliff, and another scout in demo pincering from essentially pocket as well. And it's the same thing happening again. A soldier bombs onto China, scouts come in from behind, and it's just a collapse, and there's nothing that it seems G6 can do. They just are getting swamped.
The flank is getting absolutely slammed. It's so hard for Corsa to play the game because he blinks and suddenly Mamalu and 3 of his friends, the whole squad just turns up on the flank, and it's like, this is my health pack now. It's so difficult for him to play the game because Froyo are constantly picking them off here. Cap now is forward. He doesn't have his team quite yet. They know they have to get on this point. It's just 13 seconds left of the round, but May, once again, he has a giant advantage. There's a kill onto Colby already. It is a Mirrorman frag so far, and G6 have seemingly managed to back it off. They have 2 players behind as well, Zilly, Corsa. They're putting in work here. They've found a kill onto Mamalu as well, but as bot mode going down, they're trying to get this cap. 3 players into main, a lot of damage out of Corsa. It's 1 kill onto Jay, but now it's such a heavy burden for Silly to bear. Mamalu's coming up on the point. Kobe is there, but Panny and May are finding the frag. Kobe just not healthy enough. The round timer is running out. There's not that much left. They have to get on this point. Mirrorman is dead, and now it's bot mode onto the point. Can they get this in time? Sticky's on it already, but Panny's walking in. He's losing the 1v1 to bot mode. Bot mode slamming him. Doesn't win out in the end because now Habib is here. He's trying to get in. May is behind the rock as well with the rest of his team. The pipes out of Cap are huge. Silly trying to win the 1v1 with Jay. It's not working out for them. Cap still behind the point, but he's not hitting the pipes. Panny comes back in with Jay, and it's just too little too late at this point. Kobe, once again, G6, they want to keep his Cap, but there we go, finally Froyo. They managed to stave off the aggression. It's 3-0.
You know, a great effort there from G6 just trying to get that cap at the last second. But even when it was just Banny and May alive, what would normally end up essentially being a 1v2 in favor of G6 because May's the medic, you want the medic to just leave and live and they don't have a whole lot of damage output, it's still a 2v2 and May gets 2 frags off of it. Great focus fire, and even from the medic, just being able to kind of capitalize off the damage that Banny was doing and help out wherever he can. Just insane teamwork there.
It's so hard to beat this team, right? Obviously, G6 aren't playing with their full squad, and they're also off-classing, which makes just the synergy a really tough task to overcome. We can take a look at some logs here. You can kind of see the damage out of froyotech is kind of schnasty. There is not a single member of Froyo under 300 DPM that game. Just so much damage. Or that half, rather, not that game. I need to change from Euro rule sets. But May, again, May went deathless on a product, and Logan died 13 times. If that's not a medic diff, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it's not even just the medic diff. If you look at the kills from each team, you have Habib and Jay going 20 and 21 kills, respectively.
Yep.
Bandy not too far behind at 18. One of their soldiers at 23. The kills, it's 98 to 52 in favor of Freud.
Yeah. I think this is just kind of the story for G6, right? It's at least, it's just so difficult, right? Because they've been a team together, right? This squad has been together for a couple seasons now. But in their entire time of playing together, I mentioned this earlier, they've only ever, across 11 matches of play, including this tournament, including Fulton Land, last 2 seasons of RGL, only ever won 6 rounds against froyotech. 6. Not games, not maps, rounds. That's a terrifying score. It's such a mountain for G6 to overcome. Honestly, if they get around tonight, that's a success story, to be completely honest. Against a team like froyotech, where their record is this heavily skewed, you want to frame this as a rivalry, but it's so difficult to do so because Froyo are just a step ahead.
I mean, to my knowledge, Banny has basically been in the Sixes game since Sixes, like, the idea was kind of conceived and the rule set was put in place and everything as well. He's seen the development and seen the game progress into what it is today, and just that kind of knowledge there of that progression and being there with it just gives you such a, I guess, better perspective on what can work and what doesn't, and how you kind of need to structure a team. And that's so evident in just the way froyotech plays.
It's a very tough mountain to overcome if you're G6, because obviously these players, they've been trying for a while. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that this is the case, that G6 kind of exists because they want to take the fight to Witness and to Froyo. But I mean, it's just such a mountain to overcome. We saw them at Fullerton. They managed to beat Witness. That was great stuff from them. They played amazing in that tournament. But now with a slightly different roster, even with the roster that we're seeing on today, it's just, I just have to wonder. This Froyotech team, the core of it, has been together for so long, with players kind of coming and going, but all slotting in super well. It's so hard to contest a team that has been together for this long. And it just, it makes me wonder, like, what is the solution to this? Because you just have to keep going, right? You can't stop. But eventually, if you're this, if you literally never beat Froyo ever, and you've been trying for, at this point, getting close to a year, surely it has to start weighing on the mental game to, like, an extreme amount every time you add up to the server. It's it has to weigh on your mental.
I mean, definitely. And it's potentially not even a thing with just this G6 team, but potentially with any other Sixes team that goes against froyotech. You're basically potentially going into it knowing it's a losing battle, and you're just knowing you can do the best you can, but there's a chance it won't even matter.
Yeah, the problem is, like, G6 are definitively the second best team in this tournament, right? Like, there's no contest. They rolled absolutely everyone besides froyotech. The only problem is froyotech rolled absolutely everyone, including G6. They're just this cut above literally everyone else, but G6 is already a cut above the rest of the teams in the tournament. Like, they completely rolled the group stage, and, you know, obviously they got a forfeit win in their first round of brackets here tonight, but I mean, they still slammed their round of 16 opponents. It's really hard to sort of, like, where do you improve, right? How do you improve? Because if you're slamming everyone else except for froyotech, it's so difficult to find out these tiny little errors that Froyo was so good at capitalizing on. It's really tough to sort of iron these out. It takes a special kind of team to do that.
Absolutely. And as you were kind of saying, when you mentioned, like, where can you improve, when it comes to froyotech, I don't even think it's so much they're just so much better on an individual standpoint with all the different players. Because we've seen so many players before, like, even before Miraman and Marmalou were on froyotech, they were probably still some of the best soldiers in the league, yet froyotech was still dominating everybody, even with the players that they did have. When you're looking at demos, you have other players like Sin Karma and Alex, who I don't think is an RGL player, but rather an EU player. Still absolutely phenomenal demos, and potentially even demos that rival Habib. But they just haven't found a team where that they can work so well together and be so liquid when capitalizing on the falsehoods or fallacies or whatever, the holes of other teams potentially that they make. And I think part of that potentially just comes down to the leader, for Banny, just again having, I guess you could say, that insider knowledge of being in the game for so long. He understands the intricacies, and he could potentially turn any player into one of the best players in the league, or rather any invite player into one of the best players of the league. And we've seen that with all the different players coming into froyotech, and as you had mentioned earlier, just slotting in so perfectly.
It's kind of, you know, it's the end destination, right? We've seen it. The only time bot mode ever won invite was with froyotech back in the day. I actually don't remember what season it was, but it was a little while ago, a couple of years ago. He was on Froyo. And yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're on a team as good as Froyo, as well-oiled as froyotech, you're just going to look like the best player, right? If the synergy is just so good, which it is. They've been able to prove it time and time again. Once again, now, Metalworks coming up. This is map 2 of the Community Clash NA 2022 upper bracket final here. Froyo took product in storming, commanding fashion, and already on mid. It's an early bomb out of Marmaloo. It's a kill onto bot mode. It's a kill onto Marmaloo as well. The high bomb comes out of Corsa now. Kobe in as well. They're trying to get this height. Mirrorman is dead already. So far, it's a decent start here, but Froyo are taking mid. Nice pipe out of Cap. There's a lot of damage onto Habib now. Kobe is taken down on the flank. Zilly taken down as well, and Habib is hitting some nice little pipes. Ends up dying, but Jay can just run forwards here. Logan has to run away. Scout on his tail. It's going to be hard for him to live. Bot mode is up, and they're trying to link up together. Could Jay? No, he backs off. It's a mid victory for froyotech, but crucially, Logan is alive, and he has 70-80% Uber here.
The one thing with that mid, throughout most of it, especially once froyotech had lost both of their soldiers and they were backed up into yard, it looked like it was a losing battle. Most teams would end up just backing off, giving it up, and playing for second in the refight. Not froyotech. They just stayed in, and they were able to just collapse on everything.
Yeah, they are absolutely destroying him here. The Uber comes out of G6. May's doing a little bit of a wiggle in lobby here. Cameraman tries to hammer him down. There we go. But look at G6. They're all just dead. Froyo collapses immense. It's just Corsa up. There's 5 seconds left for the next spawner. Zilly and bot mode are not there in time. Stickies come out. Froyo is even Uber's situation completely touched G6 with their pants down, and they take a round for it.
You know, usually when you're able to conserve your medic and keep your medic alive on mid, you don't just get rolled into last in less than 2 minutes. But froyotech was just able... I don't know how they won that Uber exchange so incredibly decisively. You don't usually just wipe off of an even Uber exchange like that, but froyotech managed to do it. We're coming into this next mid here. Corsa is super duper low, not going to be able to go in for a bomb just yet. Kobe doesn't quite get the rollout he wanted. He's just going to take up high ground position on those blue crates. The solar bombs are going to come in now. A little bit of a high bomb, just going in for that high ground. Is going to go for the bomb right now. Is going to fade away though. Try and take out Mirrorman on their side of the map. He is going to back off. Another bomb coming in from Marmaloo. Some good damage being exchanged. Cap is going down very low. Going to have to pull back. And instantly we have Mirrorman capitalizing on that into the yard. And the medic is going to die. Cap is going to be not too far behind along with the rest of his team. I don't even know what happened there, but it seemed like Marmaloo and Mirrorman just sandwiched the entire team of G6, and that was that.
They just set him up for froyotech to knock the rest of the team down so well. The crits coming out of May as well onto that scout, making it so difficult, just closing out the middle as well. Zilly now up on Sniper. They do know they are facing a crits, which is potentially easier to sort of get rid of. We know the beams of Habib crits not maybe being the most successful things in the world, but I guess you just give it to Jay instead. A little bit easier for the frags to just sort of come in. I guess Logan did, or rather May picked up an Uber charge gun instead on that middle. Never mind, he's on Uber. Forget everything I said. It's an Uber ad coming in to last.
You know, if May started it off with the crits here and then picked up the minigun, they're not going to know they have the full Uber until right now. They're not set up for it at all. They're sitting back in spawn as if it was a crit screen. They have the sentry gun, but a sentry gun does not beat an Uber charge, and it doesn't look like they knew that they had Uber just with the way they were playing. And that's honestly just a great heads-up play from May there to grab that medigun and just kind of switch things up and completely throw off the defense of G6.
That was really nice. They even had me fooled. Might be a HUD issue from my side, gonna be honest, but I'll have to tinker with that later. As the crits came out on mid, they got the Uber charge. They just won the last push off of it. So nice. As you said, sentry guns don't do much against invincible players. This time around on mids, it's early aggression out of Marmaloo and Mirrorman again.
Yeah, definitely. We're having this mid, a lot of damage being exchanged. Habib is going to go down super duper low. Corsa and Zilly not too far behind. They are going to get healed up. Habib taking so much damage here on this mid, kind of just sitting pretty, has full trust in May. Mirrorman is going to go in for a little bit of a bomb, potentially get some damage onto Corsa here, and it looks like without anybody dying at all, G6 is going to just opt to just stop fighting mid, save their lives, and maybe actually hold second.
They're trying to already. I mean, the decent damage is coming out. Jay very low on the flank here, but Penny's just bullying Kobe and Zilly there. They have to be careful now because suddenly all of Froyo is into alley already. Habib still in choke as well. They're trying to get through now. Mirrorman with a nice little bomb onto to under here. He's trying to get into Corsa. It's Jay in as well. He found one frag onto Corsa. He's still alive somehow. Zilly, he's losing this 1v1. Jay is still going.
No way he wins it.
Ow!
Jay has no health. He wins the 2v1, able to play around the health pack, just barely able. Scout is a broken class. You can have 2 health and take on an entire team. You shouldn't be able to do that. Coming into last though, no Uber on the play, but it is going to be player advantage. Logan isn't alive right now, so froyotech has the heals advantage, able to just kind of sit Marbleu on point there and basically have hell break loose around him and just starve off that aggression there. And unfortunately, G6 isn't able to break out of spawn. Jay, just otherworldly. 2v1s, you shouldn't win those.
I'm so shook. There was like 3 members of G6 trying to hit him. They just didn't get him. He just keeps shooting. Mirrorman comes in with the assist as well, but Jay just cleans them up. Completely styles on Zilly, sending him back to medic. At this point, it's so difficult for G6, right? A round loss like that can be so tilting. It has to start now on the mid fight. But with Corsa going down already, Cap taking so much damage, ends up getting taken down. The mid fight is basically over. Bot mode tunneling in, trying to get Mei. It's not enough, as Logan is out once again. But the even Uber situations, they haven't worked out for G6. They've lost every single one of them. Froyo have found a way to bully them in anyway and take a round off of it. They have the Uber charge here this time around. Surely they can hold.
Now, I think this is the first time where we will have seen an even Uber situation going in onto last here. So hopefully G6 has a little bit better luck here. They are actually hoping to just take the Uber off the table for froyotech. Kobe on the spy class. Just kind of sitting pretty in lobby here. They don't see him. He is going to potentially decloak here pretty soon, although they are setting up pretty well. Marbleu just behind Mei here. Hopefully negating any chance of a backstab. Just some spam being exchanged through this banana and main shutter door here. Kobe isn't going in just yet.
Oh, Jay.
Looks like he's going for it now. They hear the decloak and he dies immediately. Jay did die as well there. Just hopefully, or going to potentially starve this off just a little bit longer. Mirrorman is in, does get the kill onto Cap, and the demo off the table is such an important pick here in an Uber exchange, especially on last. Logan in bot mode looking to try and wrap here. It's going to work out. Mei does use a little bit later, so he's going to have a little bit of the Uber, but Mei is disconnected from his entire team. They got nobody. There's no to collapse here. And probably the first time we've seen a coordination kind of falter on the side of froyotech. It looks like the Ubers are going to be taken off the table, and there's going to be no push from froyotech, even with that demo being taken off the table for the duration of that Uber. Marbleu is going to die here. A good collapse there from G6. And it's going to be Jay here on the sniper, looking to do something and make an opening for his team. As the last opening, it didn't end up seeming to work out.
It was such a nice opening, though. That kill on 2 Cap from Mirrorman was so huge, and the willingness for Fro to just immediately go off of that demo pick was massive. Unfortunately, as you said, they lost Jay in that flank. Not having him up probably made it so they just couldn't win the round. He's up on sniper now. Honestly, not too sure if I approve. It's just a lot slower. Unless he obviously finds a shot, then it's not slow, but it's so difficult to get into last. A Mirrorman kill on 2 Cap once again is such a nice start, though. Opens up the aggression for froyotech, but Mirrorman kind of gets caught down the flank here. They found the kill into him, and now into main as well. It's difficult. Kobe doing damage as well. The beef takes damage. Marbleu tries to go on the flank. He gets the force. Suddenly, Froyo have a huge advantage to play off.
The only issue here is they're down both of their soldiers coming up on spawners right now, and soldiers can be pretty important in last. Just the splash damage, being able to throw stickies off of the point and just damage multiple players at the same time, and they are going to opt to kind of just see what they can get with the Uber. They're not going to be able to get any picks immediately, though, so they do just choose to back off here and wait for their soldiers, potentially taking another even Uber exchange, or hoping Jay to take Logan's Uber off of the table. A little bit of miscommunication here on froyotech, I think, from those last 2 Ubers, but they're probably going to be tightening things up here. Bani rather, is probably not too happy with those and is going to want to end this round pretty quickly here. Jay's still on that sniper.
Jay's going to have to find something. Hasn't really been working out so far. He almost got taken down there on the flank as well. He might even have died to Corsa, actually. He came back on the sniper once again. He chose to stay on this sniper. But the angles into Metalworks last aren't that good. Like, there's a lot better last to snipe into. Cap once again gets very aggressive here. Banny tries to go for the frag, but instead just ends up getting taken down. Zilly gives him a little bit of a taunt, but Corsa now going to go down. The G6 aggression is coming into lobby here. They found a kill into Marmaloo. The Chase Sniper is not doing anything as the Ubers come out of both teams. Mirrorman already finds decent damage onto bot mode, but this is getting picked apart here. They can't choose where they want to go, but G6 are back on last now. It's a kill onto Mirrorman. They should have staved off the Froyo aggression because they're back onto second now, trying to get in a G6. Habib setting up on second now, wants to find some frags. Yeah, doesn't quite have his team with him yet. They're coming through now.
I think what's amazing kind of happening in the back lines here in Alley is Jay's managed not to die to the Soldier of Kobe here. Banny just kind of trapping him in a corner here. He's playing off of that pack, but he can't go anywhere. There's a sniper, now a Soldier looking at him. He is going to die now. That's both Soldiers off the plate for G6, and that's going to be the second point back in the control of froyotech. Honestly, fairly scot-free. Not a whole lot of scuffle there. Zilly is on the Engineer, though, trying to get some shotgun damage in. And Cap is in the front lines, but this sniper is just making Logan question every decision. The sightline is there, but Jay just hasn't managed to hit the shots quite yet. When those shots do connect, it is going to be huge. Marmaloo is going to go down to Cap with the Necro Smasher. And the weapon that you don't see too often, but great little funny kill icon. A big air shot onto Mirrorman is going to starve off that Uber just a little bit, but the Uber is coming in. Logan is going to back out. Not a whole lot of players dying here. Benny is quite low. Cap coming in from literally nowhere, just a great collapse. I don't even know where Cap came from there, but it worked. Jay hiding here as the sniper underneath this pack.
No, don't, no. He's not gonna do anything. It's fine, Dubman. It's fine. No, he's just gonna chill.
Well, he has
Marmaloo's actually behind
now
as well. Okay, there's a scout just in on his face. Surely he doesn't do anything, right?
Well, he misses that shot too.
He's just gonna get taken down, right? Okay, there we go. It's a kill into Marmaloo, it's a kill into Jay. Bot mode did go down, which is honestly fine for froyotech. There's an ad here for G6, but a sentry gun in-house. Zilly is playing the Engineer. He's doing his best Mookie impression for the real fans.
I really wanted to see Jay get away with something there. Mirrorman is going to somehow get a kill in Alley when he really should have just died. Is going to go down pretty soon. Banny 1v1ing Zilly here on the Engineer. Not sure why he's still on the Engineer coming so far out, but it looks like they do have the sentry gun just on the bridge here. Level 1, not going to do a whole lot. Is just going to take a couple of rockets and die. Marmaloo misses that first rocket, which is kind of funny. Jay in underpass. A little bit of damage here. The Uber is going to come out rather soon from Logan, which is a little confusing, at least to me. I didn't quite see what happened there. But that's going to be May with nearly 100% Uber advantage here, as long as they can keep their players alive. Logan does die as well, so they're not even going to be having heals to fight this. And although it's actually not looking too good for froyotech right now. They do have the Uber advantage, but they don't want to use this on basically just nothing. They're going to opt instead to just back onto mid and hold that until they can get spawners up and hopefully start off some of this aggression. Mirrorman going in for a little bit of a bomb, trying to catch these soldiers out. Is going to get one. The second one does go down soon. The rest of the players coming in. May does pop to save Beav there from the scout. Not going to be too much of a detriment, though, with Logan just coming up to spawn, and they're still going to have maybe like a 2% Uber advantage, which is honestly nothing. Cap is going to go down an alley there, kind of sandwiched, and it's just Logan and bot mode left alive. They have managed to cap the second point, though, so froyotech isn't going to be able to just roll this into last.
I mean, you say that, but Cap is dead, and now bot mode too. Froyo already in lobby. Okay, the health is a little bit weak. I don't know if they should do this. They might, though. Habib is sitting pretty close to the shutters here. Corsa as well, getting aggressive. Corsa goes down. This push is immediate. Instead, now Cap is back up, and there we go. The setup is kind of there for G6 to hold it. Jay tried to come in with a little bit of aggression as well. Not enough. Banny is on the spee.
Banny spy. You don't see that very often.
I mean, usually it is Jay off-classing. But every once in a while, Banny does come up. But Kobe, actually on the spy as well. Do you think he knows?
Spy v spy?
Did he check? Did he disguise to make sure Banny's not on spy?
He's going for the sentry gun? They didn't notice the deep cloak. That was a free stab onto Logan, but he goes for the sentry gun. I mean, that's why. So they don't have to deal with it in the exchange.
Yeah. The stab comes out of Kobe onto Mirrorman here, but it's just not enough members here on the G6 side, just capped up. And yeah, as you said, stepping that sentry gun completely neutralizes it for the push, and they can just come in scot-free there. Don't have to deal with the sentry gun. They just kill off the players. Nobody's really standing in proper position with Kobe on that spy himself as well. Finds kill to Mirrorman, but you just cannot kill Mirrorman. It's not enough when they're pushing in already. You just need more out of G6, out of that spy. I liked the gambit, but unfortunately the pace out of froyotech just a little bit too quick this time around. Now it's 4-0. G6 so far have not really had anything to offer against Froyo. It's good damage out of G6 already on this mid here. Froyo doing so much work to the enemy team. Getting the high ground pretty much immediately. Corso wants to do something, but he just can't get in. The spam is huge. Logan is dead already. Soldier bombs come in at the exact same time, but there's just no health on this red side. They can't get in.
I mean, Habib is weak, and he does go down, but bot mode is going to die pretty shortly after. And as you had said, the health... Early med picks on mid are just one of the most decisive ways to win it, because then all you have to do is sit back, relax, protect your med, and spam, and you kind of just win the mid fight. They can't get in, although Kobe going in for a really big bomb is a good flank here. Marmal is going to take him out, and, wow, get the 2-piece for Kobe as well. There's no more flank for G6. They're going to pick up the second cap here, while the rest of their team is just kind of absolutely murdering G6 in lobby here. Yeah. That's going to be the full wipe, and it looks like that's going to be game.
Yeah, froyotech in a commanding fashion take the upper bracket finals 2-0. G6 really, honestly, didn't have much of an answer to anything froyotech threw at them, honestly. They were barely on the froyotech side. Were they on Froyo's last, like, at all? I don't think they were.
I think the farthest they had gotten was second, and even then I don't know if that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It was just, I'm trying to pull up the logs here, trying to see if I can figure it out, but it's just, in the meantime, Froyo just so dominant. G6, really, they tried. They were grasping at straws for most of that game. Even Zilly trying to make it work on the engineer, but it just didn't. I mean, the flank, once again, gets completely boomed all of the time. Mamalu, especially, is styling on everyone right now, honestly.
Yeah, you know, you always come into these games hoping that somebody is able to dethrone froyotech, and occasionally it's happened. I think that did happen, I can't remember what season it was, but Witness Gaming managing to take the season. I think throughout that period, though, froyotech was kind of going through a bit of a transitionary period between roles. I think at the time, Banny was on Pocket Soldier, and
yes,
he is back onto Pocket Scout, and that potentially was why. Well, that Witness Gaming that season was always also just really good, but the transitionary period of froyotech, I think they didn't have the roster the way they had wanted it, and they weren't able to win the season, but they're back to an incredibly strong roster right now. I don't think froyotech is going to be all that contested throughout the rest of this regular season. I hope they are, but it's kind of seeming unlikely. I want to see some new faces in the top of Invite.
It's hard, right? Because normally when you see faces at the top of Invite, they're either not winning or they're on Froyo. We had that one season, obviously. That grand final between Witness Gaming and Froyo is an absolute classic. Instant classic. Banger game. If you haven't seen that, you should go watch it because it's just absolutely incredible. Insane series came out of them. But Witness Gaming, not in this tournament. It's just G6 and Froyo. And unfortunately, we mentioned this before, G6 don't win against Froyo. It's never happened. They beat Witness Gaming occasionally. Rarely, but it does happen. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. Once again, also, this G6 roster, talking about rebuilding, they're rebuilding as well. They're playing with a different medic and a new pocket. They're also just completely off-classing this game. I mean, this is not their normal roster. It's hard to sort of take a lot of away from this as a team. But, I mean, I don't know why they would be off-classing. It's a little bit, like, it felt like their roster, their setup could have been better. I guess maybe, honestly, it might just be the mental factor. You're going into it thinking, oh, we're going to lose anyway. Might as well have some fun. Put cap on Demo Man.
Yeah.
How much fun it is you get rolled.
Well, I had to kind of mention that earlier. Like, with a lot of these teams, it's potentially quite a bit discouraging getting into Invite, and now you're playing against froyotech, a team that the chances of you winning against are just so incredibly slim that you kind of want to just take as much out of the game as you can. And for some people, it might just be messing around a little bit on a different class, trying to have as much enjoyment as they possibly can, because playing seriously against froyotech, you're probably not going to have a very good time.
It's all about the mental, I think, at this point for G6. Trying to sort of keep their heads in the game when they play a team that they have just lost to over and over and over and over again. Trying to keep your head straight, feeling like you have a chance so that you don't go into the game thinking immediately that you're going to get slammed. Like, having that mental edge is, or just not even a mental edge, just a mental is so important. You just need to have it. But sometimes, I mean, Froyo, we're talking about the players. They might not be the best in Invite. Or they are, obviously. But, like, the skill difference in the players isn't that huge. It's just about the synergy. But still, sometimes we see players like Jay. They can just pull stuff just out of nowhere. Like that 1v1. And that can just be so tilting and game-ending on their own.
I mean, like you had said, you have the players at froyotech. The synergy is of another caliber. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, when Jay was on Soldier, he was one of, if not the best Soldier in Invite.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
on
definitely.
Scout now, he's one of, if not the best Scout in Invite. He's not human. He's just an alien, clearly.
But neither is Bot Mode. Bot Mode is also one of the best soldiers when he plays Soldier. When he plays Scout, he is also one of the best Scouts. It's not like G6 don't have incredible players. Kobe as well. Giant talent, one for the future. Unfortunately, it's his first Invite season. He's only been an Invite for like 4 weeks at this point. He's not been, like, probably even less. He's not been an Invite player for that long. So coming into this, I mean, it's such a huge step up. They also don't have Soapy playing tonight, which, I mean, Soapy is just another huge factor for G6.
Absolutely.
He is one of those star players for them. Not having Soapy Meister here is just going to be a massive loss for the team. Honestly, I don't think for G6, I don't think you can really replace him with anyone. I don't know who you would replace him with. Unless you're replacing him with Banny. I just don't know who you replace him with. We have a schedule up, though, because this is the final game of the night, though, man. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. EDT, which is sometime in European time. I think it's like 10 at night or something like that.
It's happening
CEST.
tomorrow.
It's happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. EDT. We'll be back lower bracket around 5. And then we'll be going into the lower bracket final and then the grand final, of course. But I think unless you have any shout-outs here, Dubman, I think we might be calling it a night.
I mean, obviously, for Arch Rhythm here, kind of just pulling this whole thing together. I guess DreamHack as well for even supporting a TF2 tournament, which is a game that often gets neglected by a lot of these bigger esports organizations. Just kind of bringing some support to the game and trying to, I guess, keep it alive. Something rather interestingly that also happened was the whole hashtag SaveTF2 thing. Getting actual mainstream news articles written about the whole bot crisis, and actually a response from the official Team Fortress 2 Twitter, so from Valve as well. We'll wait to see what comes from that, but at the very least, it's something that most people I don't think thought would work, but it at least seemed to elicit some sort of response, so we'll have to eagerly wait and see what comes of that. And then I guess, just to my own Sixes and Highlander teams playing this season, they've all done a great job, and I look forward to playing the rest of the season with them. And to you as well for bringing together a great cast here as well tonight.
Yep. I want to thank Arch Rhythm for being an absolute unit, staying up all night, bringing us together. I want to thank the people behind the scenes, Sodium, John, keeping everything running somehow. I don't know. They're both Euros as well, so they've been up like all night. It is currently 4 a.m. actually. I'm pretty sure if I roll up the blinds, the sun is going to be out. So
Now
I
you
just
don't
won't
need
do
sleep.
that. But
You don't need
yeah,
sleep.
that's going to be it for now for us. Make sure once again, 4 p.m. EDT tomorrow, we will be back with the lower bracket round of 5. See you then.
Have a good one.